weekend. We've got 12 games within those 5 days, some primetime matchups, and a great primetime Saturday night matchup between Old Dominion and Virginia Tech, where the ACC Huddle and ACC PM will both be on the road, kicking off our weekly road show. Really looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing Coach Brent Pry and what his guys are able to do in that game against Old Dominion. He joins us now. Coach, I know that's a game, we were just talking a little while about your team, that's a game that you really want to start things off the right way, not just because it's the start of the season, but when you're playing a team like Old Dominion that means so much to the fan base. What do you think about the opportunity to start in that game?
I try not to think about it too much right now, right? We got so much work to do between now and then, but an opportunity to open up at home at night. You know, Eddie knows what that's like. For our fans and our community, that's a big moment. And so we want to do everything we can to make sure we can be proud and play well and represent the university the way we need to.
Nice. Coach, you didn't bring a quarterback. How's that competition going?
I couldn't bring them both.
Right.
Who are the both?
How's it going?
It's a great room right now. Coach Bowen's done a fabulous job. I think it was absolutely the right decision to put him in there with the quarterbacks full time. Grant's benefited, Kyron's benefited, the young guys, Pop and Dylan. It's a healthy room. It's got a chance to be a very productive room. I think, however it shakes out, we're going to be better at that position than we were in 2022. You know, Grant's a 3-year starter at the college level. Kyron is an incredibly talented, big, fast, strong-arm competitor. So I'm really looking forward to what happens throughout the month of August. I feel like however it shakes, we're going to like our quarterback play quite a bit better than we did last season.
With that in mind, Coach, is perfect scenario, one guy separates, he's your guy, or because they are so drastically different, you're okay with maybe a 2-quarterback system?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a starter.
Right.
And a second guy that's got a good package that helps us.
Right. I like that. I mean, I think when you look at that pieces, especially with the wide receivers that you've brought in, it just puts people on a different perspective. And you're a defensive guy. Why is that difficult to prepare for?
Yeah, especially when they have different skill sets. You know, you got to have a little bit different thought process as a defensive play caller for your players and for the play caller. It just looks a little bit different. And Grant's, you know, he's an accurate guy. He's a thought process. Kyron's the athletic guy. I mean, we didn't put him live in the spring, but let me tell you, the guy's 235 pounds.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's one of the strongest guys on the team. The defensive guys act like, oh, yeah, we can. Let me see you tackle.
That's right.
So it's going to be interesting.
Coach, year 2 historically, there's a great jump in production and even your program in general. I'm sure you're seeing the improvement from year 1 to year 2. Can you show us where that's happening the most?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Coach. I'm glad you had. It's exciting, right? That's why we do it. You watch the strides that the players make, the coaches make. There's a better understanding of the standards and expectations within our program. But our wide receiver room went from being such a liability and an area of concern to maybe our most productive group. I mean, we still got to see it, but you know, just in general, when you can't run it very well, you can't protect, and you can't get open, I don't know how the quarterback can play very well. So
That's what you put Kyron.
Coach, we're improved in a lot of areas.
Yeah. How about just you, from the head coaching perspective? Now, I heard you talk about it a little bit during your press conference, but you going into year 2 as a head man, what lessons did you learn in year 1?
That it's okay to make mistakes. I mean, I made my fair share of them, you know, and you know, it's an awesome responsibility. The staff, the team, the community, you know, the leadership that's necessary, as Coach knows, to go out and do it each and every day at a high level, to be positive, to have hard conversations, to seek improvement, to lead, to mentor. It's an awesome responsibility, and you know, I think stepping away from calling the defense and being able to be the best head coach I can be for everybody in our organization, I'm looking forward to that.
It hurts, Coach.
Yeah,
It's like that girlfriend you break up with, you still love her, but she's not good for you. Like, I get it. I get it.
I go down the hallway and the defensive staff room's over here, and I'm like shaking trying to go in. I got staff members that pull me out of there, you know. And
It was tough. I remember when I finally made that transition.
you're so passionate about it.
Well, what happened to me when I was calling plays at Georgia to begin, things were going pretty good. Won a couple of games here and there. But over time in the off season, as a coordinator, all I did was think about ball. All we did is think about what's the cutting edge of what's going on in college football. As a head coach, you're so busy in the offseason, you kind of get stale and stagnant in your thought process, and the team hurts because of it. So to have to turn it over is painful, but sometimes it's in the best interest of your health and the best interest of the team.
That's great perspective. You know, you want to be there for your family, for your players, for the community, for the school. You're such an ambassador, and now you're over here trying to develop the defensive game plan and be what you need to be there. It's just a lot.
It's tough.
And so I'm confident in our defensive staff, very much so. And I know I'm going to be a better head coach moving forward.
On a typical, you mentioned it just a little bit, but a typical practice day, where do you see, like, it's segment meeting time, it's position meeting time. Where are you going to be? What room?
That's what I wanted to know, because I know you used to hang out with those defensive guys all the time. Like, can you break away?
I'm looking out here at the offense, and I'm going. You know, again, I got great guys over there on defense, and you know, it's just refreshing, to be honest, to be involved with the offense more so, to be involved with special teams more so. It's refreshing. I'm looking forward to it.
Coach, speaking of that offense, I know we talked a little bit about your quarterback, but one of the guys that you brought here, Nick, he was really a bright spot for you guys and seemed to come along. Where have you seen his game continue to grow throughout the offseason working with these quarterbacks?
Yeah, you know, Ali is a real talent, and he brings an infectious personality, an infectious work ethic, and a great talent to our program. You can bring in a talented guy, but if he's not a team guy, and he's not selfless, and he's not for the team first, it's not going to work. And so I'm excited about what he's done for our program already. I never thought I would have brought an incoming transfer to Media Day. And that's just a testament to Ali and the respect he's earned from our staff and from his teammates.
Did you bring in any transfers that was actually better than you thought he was, watching them on tape?
Yeah, I think, honestly, we've been very pleased with all of them. You know, you never know. You watch a guy like Bashaw Tootin, and he's doing it at the FCS level, and how does that translate, you know, to ACC ball, to a high level of ACC ball? And, you know, he's been everything we hoped he would be, and then some. But Jalen Lane and Quan Felton, I mean, Derek Canteen, maybe the biggest surprise. Kind of brought him in as an insurance policy and hoping he could give us some depth. And honestly, his work ethic, his playmaking abilities, his approach. I mean, he's a guy we consider a starter in our secondary right now.
Coach, you kind of touched on it early, but I'd like for you to dive into Lane Stadium a little bit more, because that is a place, whether you guys are undefeated or don't win a game, they show up, they're out of their minds. We've been there and seen it. Can't wait to be there week one. But how much does that stadium, that community mean to you guys?
It means everything. The support that our community, our fan base has for our program and our school is, I mean, it's got to be just about unmatched. When you have an 11 o'clock kick against an FCS opponent and you have a losing record and the student section is filled at 10 a.m. and you sell it out and they're screaming and hollering, I mean, everybody as a coach and player loves to compete in front of that type of fan base.
Yeah.
It's one of the best in the country.
I'm like, you're doing a great job recruiting. What's been the sales pitch so far?
I don't know that it is a sales pitch yet. You know what a special place Virginia Tech is. It's finding the right young men and families that's what they're looking for. That's what they want.
Yeah.
We want to do a heck of a job of having families understand what we're about as men, as a program, and if it's for you, let's go. And if it's not, that's okay. As long as we did our due diligence and they know what we're about, if they choose somewhere else, I can sleep. If we didn't do everything we could, and I feel like they're making a decision that maybe doesn't make sense, I struggle with that. But when you start recruiting a guy in 9th grade, because you're in his high school, in the fall and in the spring, you're going to know a lot about him, and you're going to figure out and have a chance to make sure that he does know. You're going to get him on our campus as a 9th grader, as a 10th grader, as an 11th grader, in your camp, to your junior days. You're going to be in his school. And they're going to figure it out if Virginia Tech and what this team looks like under Brent Pry is right for them.
And you guys have so many, I know Eddie's ready to run through all, so many guys from Virginia. You talk about how important that recruiting is because those guys know exactly what it means to play for Virginia Tech. Coach Pry, we are looking forward to seeing you in your 2nd year. We'll also see you August 10th for our ACC football road trip, one of our first stops that we will make, and cannot wait to see what the season looks like for you, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, much more to come here on ACC football.